Move, bitch, get out the way.
Oh.
Get out the way,
Oh.
bitch, get out the way.
Oh.
Oh no, the fight's out. I'm about to punch your lights out.
We're the Riffsters. It's a podcast and a rap show.
What's up, everybody? We're back. It's the Riffsters, your favorite 3, now 4 people. Sitting on the same couch that we sit every Monday talking about not the same things we talk about because every week is different. The idea of the Riffsters podcast is very simple. We have discussion topics we've loaded into this lovely little box here. This is a new box, by the way. We just got this in. It's our little treasure
It's a
chest.
trove,
yeah.
It's a trove.
That's beautiful.
So we're going to choose some discussion topics. Each of us has contributed one topic to this box. The theme today is hobbies. So all the questions kind of relate to that. But before we get into that, I want to introduce a very special guest to the podcast this week, my man Steve Pisa.
Hello.
Pisa?
Pizza.
Yes.
Pisa.
As in the Leaning Tower of.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell the people what you're about and then what your spirit animal is.
Oh, my spirit animal is actually the wolf. I like nice walks on the beach and what have you. No, I work with truly indie studios and I write, produce, and direct for them as well. We have a show coming out this week with the Heroes with Issues. We also have 6 Feet Down Under and our other shows as well. Come to Truly Indie Studios on YouTube. I love that. Pisa photography is my thing on Instagram. Come out and watch us.
Yes. All right. So, guys.
As always, who are you?
Oh, you want me to go with me?
Yeah.
Me, yes. I'm Dana Lynn X. And you are?
Are you playing me or Derek?
Yeah, you guys gotta...
I'm Derek Kohler, and my spirit animal is Loch Ness Monster, obviously.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, that was last week what you said.
Mhm.
Ooh, you know what? I didn't say what mine was this week. This week, it's a dragon. Why?
Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no! Don't spoil it. It's still.
Don't do it.
We're
Sorry.
Don't
we're
do
still
it.
very close.
Don't do it.
You're
And this guy? What's he called?
I'm Julian, also known as Volpe Music, and I make sounds.
Boom.
Noises
I make noises
from your mouth.
that are pleasing for you to listen to.
Are they?
I hope so.
But you've
In the
made
right
sound
Are they pleasing to listen to?
Well, I don't know.
Watch what you say.
No, but seriously, he makes music, and you actually helped out some people do some sound effects before, and
I did, yeah. But we all on this couch do a lot of things. What we were talking about a little bit before is we all have our fingers in many different creative pies, so to speak.
yes.
It's almost as if we have hobbies.
That's
Which would be
That's
a
right.
great segue into
That was
our trove.
That was
Do we
potentially a
have
great
hobbies?
segue. Really quick before we
Thank
get
you.
into that, actually, I
Mhm.
do have to give a special birthday shout out to
Yes.
one of our fans, Trent Tofty. It's his
Happy
birthday today.
birthday!
So happy birthday to Trent. He's been one of our biggest fans, one of the people with us since the beginning. So
And he's a
We're
sweet
sending you
profile.
$1 million.
happy birthday to Trent. And we're not legally obligated to do that.
He said it. He said it.
That's part of the contract that guests can't offer things. Guests can't write checks that our asses can't
They
cash.
can. Oh, okay.
So, should we dive into our
Let's do
questions?
it.
Yes,
And guys, if we have
absolutely.
any technical issues or if there's any audio
There's a
problems,
small kitten running around the apartment.
I know,
and
I'm really-
She is getting
She's
very
making us
close.
So
very
you're throwing the
nervous.
cat under the bus. Is that what you're doing right now for audio
It's
problems?
definitely the cat's fault and
It's
not
cat's
our
fault.
potato quality.
Okay, we're good.
equipment.
Okay.
we're good. We're good.
Okay.
This cat was going to knock
So-
over our camera, so we're good now.
So it is the guest's honor.
Drum roll.
Yay.
Volpe.
Oh, there you go.
The nicely folded one.
Look at that one. All right. What is your most embarrassing, weird hobby?
Ooh.
What is your
Weird
most embarrassing... Oh, this is my question.
Embarrassing and weird hobby.
That is a strange question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Embarrassing and weird hobby.
Everyone has that. Like, you have normal hobbies,
Yeah.
but you also should have...
Is it like things that you collect? Oh, that's a hobby.
I have a bunch of weird hobbies.
Okay.
And that's kind of
No. It's not
it's kind of like nailing down like what's appropriate to say on camera.
I've got a weird hobby
Okay.
while you guys think of yours. So I was grounded a lot as a kid, like a lot, and I didn't see sunlight or anything outside of my room. So I needed exercise. So I started to take a clothes basket, and I used to kick it up in the air, but to try and get it was really weird. I was trying to be part of the circus. When you're a kid, your imagination just goes wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I eventually got so good at it that I didn't have to have my hands anymore, and I could just kick this basket up in a constant twirl in the air. And that is the worst talent anyone has ever had, but it literally serves no purpose for me
still
now.
do it.
I could still
we have
do
a laundry
it.
basket in this
Really?
apartment.
That actually,
oh my God.
that actually
I want to
weirdly
see that so bad.
That's weirdly perfect.
Because
for
it's
this
a
question.
big object, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact about juggling, and I can't juggle. My record on a soccer ball is 5, and that's a lifetime record. But my dad went to Amsterdam, and he got one of these Amsterdam hacky sacks, which has feathers on them, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it came in this cylindrical tube. And to be funny, I thought, I'm going to start to juggle it in the tube. And so I must have been 8 or so. And so I drop it, like I drop kick it to do my first juggle. I kick it, it rockets into my eye, and I went blind in my left eye for 3 days.
3
I
days?
wore a pirate eye patch for 3 days.
That's so awesome.
Your eye out. That's so awesome.
Wow.
I don't
Wow.
think that thing ever came out of the package. I think it went straight into the trash.
That is the most frail way to hurt yourself possible.
Oh, there's a better one. I have a scar right here, and it happened because I was sleeping, and I woke up because I needed to sneeze, so I was reaching for a tissue on my bedstand, and I went, whooshie!
Shut up.
Yeah.
Are you the guy in Nam who has like the one arm missing and like the eye that's gone with the patch? But it's like
Still in a great mood somehow?
yeah, I know, but you like really
It
didn't
was
do anything
so
in Nam.
bad.
Like the reason why it came out is like somebody threw a paperclip at you and like it flew out and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's like
It set off a chain reaction of events, and something just kind of
I
fell
know,
on
I'm
it.
wondering, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
wow.
It sounds like a TV show where something bad happens to this person, like really randomly.
Yeah.
The Office's version of MASH or something like that.
Such as me.
Yeah.
Okay, weird hobbies.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't say anything yet. What was your weird hobby?
Yeah, what was yours?
That's a great question.
You wrote the question.
I know. I didn't think about the answer. I just wrote the question. You go ahead. I'm gonna.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw you under the bus. 'Cause we need to brainstorm.
Jeez, I have so many weird hobbies. A weird hobby I think is collecting art from homeless people. I would say that's kind of a
That they
that they
created
drew
themselves.
or create like little
I like
things
that.
like little fish or charcoal drawings. I have a whole collection of homeless people who created art and little pieces like an angler fish or a rose out of trash and a little thing. So I collect a lot of that. That's kind of a
What's
odd
your
thing.
pitch? How do you go up to them and then, like what's your approach?
Usually it's them. Usually I'll like go to Pismo Beach and they'll be like, for $2 I'll make you a little thing. I'll be like, okay, go make me a thing.
So there's an exchange of goods and or services
Right.
for their art.
Well, these guys are working really hard. Like the
Yeah,
anglerfish I
yeah.
got, I literally bought it for like $2-3, and I'm like, this is so much work.
That is
Yeah.
a great answer.
You know what I'm saying?
Is there a story behind their art? Do they ever give you any like context?
Sometimes they
behind it?
do. I went down
Yeah.
to the Bodhi Tree in Hollywood, where they have a lot of homeless people who sell art. They do a lot of charcoal art. And one guy who did that said that he lost 2 of his children, which is why he creates a lot of this really dark art. And it was so gorgeous. I think it cost me like $2, and buying incense from him, which was nothing. But
Yeah.
this is the interesting thing to me, is that people don't consider art to be collectible anymore, or something that's associated to like something that's prideful. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and to buy it from somebody who doesn't have almost the desire to like express themselves outwards. It's like, I'm homeless.
Yeah.
Why should I give anything back to you now?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of personality and soul and story that goes into each piece, which is really cool.
Yeah,
That's
that's really.
beautiful.
That's like.
I like that.
That almost makes.
Yeah.
That's almost more impactful than any art. I feel like that you could buy from anywhere. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's. I think I've always liked when I think about art or things like, even for me, like when I think about jewelry or things that I would want to wear or put up in my apartment. I feel like it's things that you want that have a story. It's
Right.
anyone can just buy some shit and wear it or
Right.
put it up. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it seems more when there's a story behind the creation of it. It feels like it's far more impactful.
I agree with
I
that.
Absolutely.
like, dude, I'm gonna steal
like
it.
that.
I'm gonna
I
steal
like
that
that a
hobby.
lot.
That's
Steal
a
for it,
great-
bro.
That's a beautiful,
Steal for it, bro.
That's a beautiful
Hobby.
hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't think of mine.
Okay, I'll go next.
Okay.
Go again. Go again.
It's an odd hobby, and I don't exactly know when it started, but I love documenting gas prices in different areas. It sounds weird,
You
right?
would.
Let me continue. If they're really expensive, if it's like $4 a gallon, and then you drive down 2 miles and it's $3.16 a gallon, I think about like, whoa, that's that's $4 a gallon, and it's not even from a business perspective. I just like areas that are really cheap. And so my brother, who lives in Dallas, Texas, will call me and he said, "Dude, I paid $1.99 a gallon," and I'll kind of like fangirl out. Like I'm not even there. I'm not even filling up my own tank. But it's just like, that's value.
Okay, guys, if you didn't know Derek, he totally would do this, and here's why. We used to have because we used to work together, and we had a coworker who hiccuped all the time, like all day long. Shout out to Tyler Sanchez, by the way. Love you. And he would document every single time the time.
I had a spreadsheet, so he'd hiccup like 3 times a day, and I'm like, that's odd. This guy like hiccups, but he'd only do one, so he'd go like this. And then nothing, and then nothing. And so I'm sitting there with like a pen in my mouth being like, that's odd. And so I made this Google spreadsheet, and I would document the number of times and the exact times that he would hiccup. Because I had this like mastermind.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yes.
it exists. It's on my computer.
It's for
I've
real.
seen it.
You're perfect, man. I want to write a movie
I wanted to
about
figure
you.
out, like, is there any pattern to his hiccups? And so I could anticipate, like, Tyler Sanchez is going to hiccup 3, 2, 1. I point over and he goes, it never happened. I didn't get that much data. But you can imagine if I did.
I wanted to. What I would love to see if you continued that is your your Excel table where you put in the formulas and extrapolate it out like years in advance. And
how much gas he's expressing.
You know what's crazy is I bet you probably could have guessed like a number of them accurately, like
Within
plus or minus hours.
Yeah.
I bet you could have guessed them.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have mine.
Okay.
I think it leans more towards embarrassing than weird because it's not really weird. It's just embarrassing.
Sure.
Okay.
I like to basically if no one's home or I'm in a space alone.
Here we go.
I enjoy.
This is going.
Yeah, this is. I promise this is not going in as dirty of a direction as it sounds.
Okay.
I like to pretend like I'm in my own music video, but usually it's a rap video. So I'll put on one of my songs that I'm working on. That's one of my rap songs.
Okay.
And I just like to imagine how cool it would be if everyone could see how cool I looked in this scenario. And so I'll walk basically up and down the hallway
With
doing
your
like
swagger.
this. And like rapping like really intensely like a very very like aggressively whisper rapping, because I'm not like yelling, but I'm like and I like to just like pretend that I know how to dance in those moments, and like I know how to be like a b-boy like boy band music video guy.
You're not
That's
that
great.
weird.
That's actually great.
That's
yeah.
a really awesome.
So I think that's pretty cool.
I do that too.
admission.
Yeah.
I
But
think-
just not with my own music,
I
obviously.
think it's probably better than a whole slew of other things I could have inserted.
No,
in my
absolutely.
sentence.
I think we all have those kind of embarrassing things that we do.
Everyone does,
Whatever.
right?
Are you joking me, bro? Come on, man.
What about
Alright,
this?
alright,
What about
well,
this? Do you have any rap songs that you have not yet learned? Or like any that like, first off, like, we all have, like, I can rap Freaks and Geeks by Childish Gambino.
Right.
That's my most impressive one.
Right.
But the one that's always eluded me is 1 Week by Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh.
I can do 80% of that song, can't do the fast thing. Is there any rap song that's eluded you that you cannot learn?
Many.
Like what? What's
Like most rap songs I don't learn.
So, like, have you made a conscious effort to, like, learn one and you just couldn't do it? Like, maybe you had the lyric video on, maybe you karaoke'd it or something?
Well, I learned. I don't know if you ever listened to the song "Albuquerque" by Weird Al. Have you guys heard that song?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like an 11.5-minute song, and it's just basically him rap storytelling for. No, I'm not. We're gonna have to listen to it after this because literally 11. It's like an 11-minute story, and he's like rapping kind of and then telling a story.
Right.
Is that a good? That's a good.
Yes,
explanation,
it
yeah?
is. Yeah,
And
it is.
and me and my friend memorized that. So, but now
you did?
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
So I guess it's not answering your question, and I don't know why I just said that in response to your question because it was a complete opposite of
Oh,
what
there's
you
like,
asked.
Oh.
is there like a Busta Rhymes song or Timbaland song that you can like do the chorus but you can't do when he starts fast rapping or something?
I can answer your question.
Okay,
Go
yeah.
for it.
I cannot rap every single rap song except one Ludacris song,
Which one?
Move Bitch.
Perfect.
I can do the entire song because
Do it.
Yeah.
So if it's like
Do
if
it.
happens to be on the radio and you put it on, you just crank it up and
Oh,
you just
yeah.
like rap the entire
What's
thing.
what's good, Dana? What's good? What's good, Dana? Let's rap it. Let's go.
Go.
Come
Go.
on,
Oh,
go.
I don't
Go.
move, bitch, get out the way.
Oh.
Get out the way,
Oh.
bitch, get out the way.
Oh.
Oh no, the fight's out. I'm about to punch your lights out. Get the fuck back. Guard your grill. Something wrong. We can't stay still. I've been drinking and busting too, and I've been thinking of busting you. I'm gonna
I'm gonna roll.
believe you.
I'm gonna roll out my window right now. I'm gonna roll out my window right now.
Yeah. Well,
I never will
Why
do
did
that
you
ever
just lose
again.
subscriber?
Oh boy. Yeah.
Why did
Suddenly
we-
our live viewer count just went down.
I think we just down by
Zero.
3.
What?
That was nice. I love that. I love
good.
that song.
That was brave.
There's some backstory to that. I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, really?
A lot, and that was my favorite song to run people over to.
Oh lord.
We all have favorite songs to do that too.
That's just even worse than I could have imagined.
All right, sorry.
This is fantastic.
Shall we do another question, or did you have another? Did you have a question? I thought you asked one right before I.
Use the rap song one.
This is what
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any that eluded you? Rap songs?
I don't remember
You don't
lyrics to any music
Mm.
at all. Except for like music from like musicals and stuff like that from like Phantom of the Opera.
What about this? Have you ever
Oklahoma.
been to a karaoke bar, selected a song, it comes up, you're singing it, and then you realize halfway through, I don't know the lyrics to this song.
Yes, it's like any
Is
song
there-
by
is there
Journey. Like
particular-
I go over there for like Journey songs. I'm like, I'm gonna remember this song. Na 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 na. I'm like, what the heck am I
That's when
singing?
you pull one of these maneuvers.
And like there's nobody right there.
Yeah,
and
they
you're
don't
like,
know, but your ass is.
damn. No, you know what's surprising is any like ABBA song, I have it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I go there for AC/DC, it screws me up.
Yeah.
You would think like as a man, I'm getting there like AC, dun dun dun.
Yeah.
But no, any like Dancing Queen, dun dun. I got it down.
Well, you'll
bro.
have a lot of backup if you choose that.
If
Yeah, I
there was
know.
any doubt as to the validity of your statement, it's the fact that your interpretation of AC/DC was dun-dun-dun.
Listen,
That was it. That was
there's 2 albums I had growing up. It was Beethoven's Greatest Hits and AC/DC's Back in Black. So I'm always going to stand by my AC/DC, but I can't do that at a
featuring their
karaoke
hit
bar.
single. Dun-dun-dun.
Is he singing guitar riff?
You're lucky their AC/DC is not on the phone.
The
right
song is literally called Da Da Da.
That actually leads me to a question. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
You go.
You
go.
Okay. What's everybody's favorite band?
Mm.
Do you have a favorite band?
Artist or band?
Okay, we can do artist. We can do artist.
That's too boring of a question.
Oh no, it's not.
Yeah, no, it is. I revise it to, what's your guilty pleasure band or artist?
Oh, that's
no.
an easy one.
That's a better question.
That's
Oh.
an easy one.
Work from Home by Fifth Harmony.
Boy, you got specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very specific.
You don't listen to that
Us
song
guys
and
always
not
have that.
do like a little dance move from it.
He went straight to the song.
Yeah.
I don't have like a guilty pleasure. Or I don't know.
Really?
I am confident that you do.
You're gonna
I mean, like,
feel-
I'm pretty proud of everything I listen to. Like, I have, like, no shame.
Mm.
Like, I'm a Barbie girl is still a hit, okay?
Do you remember the band?
Aqua?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I have their whole CD, okay? And I'm not ashamed.
Hi, you Barbie. Wanna
Wanna
go
go-
for a ride?
Sure, kid!
We could probably do that. Hop in.
I'm
Yeah.
a Barbie girl. Okay.
What most people aren't
I
familiar
bet you
with
we could do that
is-
entire song.
People aren't as familiar with their second hit single that was called Ba-da-ba.
Wow.
Only person that knows that song is Steve.
I cannot wait to get something to jump on him about. Let's keep on.
It's pretty easy. It happens every.
I know it's about that. It's about
we
to
see
happen.
a bus every 2
I can
minutes. We pick
feel
it up.
it.
We throw them under it.
I can
It's-
feel
It's
it.
a great feeling.
I set myself up for it quite often.
You do.
All right, Julian, you answer next. Guilty pleasure song.
Guilty pleasure. Well, I said artist. You went straight to song.
Mhm.
Guilty pleasure artist. I really like. Oh crap! What are they called? ATC, I think.
Around the world?
All around the world. Is that?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's my second favorite.
Yeah. And then they also did "My Heart Beats Like a
drum,
Drum, Like a Drum." Dum dum dum. Have you heard that band?
No.
Oh,
Well,
it's
yeah,
a
I've
good
heard
band.
all around the world. I learned that on the marimba, actually.
Did you?
What the hell?
Okay, you hear. Well, okay, I play percussion, but you hear the da na 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 na.
Oh yeah.
And like
Yeah.
you don't not bust that on the marimba if you're in school band.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I would.
Derek has the most random talents of any person I know.
It's like, oh yeah, I hit that on the marimba all
No,
day.
I thought I was the most random person I ever met in my life, and now I'm sitting next
Yeah.
to another random human being. It's like, yeah, I played that in the marimbas just yesterday. It's like, what?
Yeah, bro. No, bro, I can't make it out to practice today. I gotta hit the marimbas real hard.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
I gotta really slam those marimbas.
That's right. Had a great night last night.
Gotta really
Okay,
slap.
let me ask you this.
Slap
though.
on those mbas.
In my life experience, I've hit a gong on like an actual performance stage. Like there was like an audience that bought tickets to see a band that I was a part of. But in that, I
You
hit
gong.
a gong. Like I was reading the notes, it says gong.
You're a professional gonger.
And so there's technique to it. Like if you think I think there's a tiny kitten running around.
We have another special guest, everybody. Daisy.
Daisy the kitten.
Daisy.
Going into the castle.
Oh,
You're on
yeah.
camera.
She's the dragon
She gone.
attacking the castle.
But yeah, no, I hit the gong, and there's some technique to it too. Sometimes you have to drum roll the gong.
What do they call? Do they call it a gonger? Are you called a gongman? A gong boy?
And featuring Derek,
Pa-rum,
Gong Boy.
pa-rum,
If
There
you were,
goes that little gong
if you
boy.
were-
Pa-rum, pa-rum,
if it was an
pa-rum.
ethnicity, would you be Gongolese?
Would that be?
Yes.
Would,
Yes,
would
I
that,
would be.
Is your
would that
fan-
be your long Latin name?
Is your fan club Gong Nation?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm really taking this into many different
Well, I'm
directions.
owning it.
I'm
Yes.
gonged by you.
Oh, now it's a
Nice.
verb now?
That's right.
I want one.
You totally gonged me, bro.
No, I can't think of one. Move on.
Yo,
move on.
can we...
You want to
can
see
we-
this large gong?
We're all we're all gonging right now.
No,
man.
even
Gone
better.
with the wind?
Can we introduce into the zeitgeist as a substitute for, like, are you bangable? Are you gongable
Oh.
because you bang a gong?
That's cool.
Can we try that? Can we start that on this show?
People who have not played a gong on like a performance level
Yo.
think you just take a mallet and hit it as hard as you can.
10 out of 10.
Sometimes you drum roll it. You multiple tap it.
10
You
out of
double
10.
I'm
tap
sorry.
it,
I'm sorry
if
for the
you
camera.
will.
Can you show me one more time what the physical motion was of the gong?
It's a
that's
little off
interesting.
camera.
That's interesting.
Sometimes you gotta double
10 out
up.
of 10 wood gong. It's
Boom.
happening. I'm starting it on
Can we
this
say
show.
that in public and people won't know what we're saying? Like contextually,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
that secret?
They'll
secret?
definitely
Until they
know.
pick it up from when the show gets 1 million views. And
Well, that's
then,
nice, that's
you know,
nice.
at that point, people will know what
They'll know.
they'll know.
Winky
We'll have
face.
started it here.
I think
right.
Dana had a question.
Oh, I was just going to say, what was your guilty pleasure?
Oh yeah.
Guilty pleasure music or artist is Taylor Swift.
Nice.
Nice.
I
Did
let-
you see the teaser for today?
No.
Okay, check this out. She deleted all of her social media, all her tweets, all her Instagram posts, everything. Deleted her profile pictures and unfollowed every single person. And that was last week. And then today she had a really cryptic teaser of a snake tail, 6 seconds long.
What?
That was today.
That's today. Like,
What does
like,
that mean?
Literally,
Oddly
it was featured
perfect.
trending on Facebook today.
Oddly perfect that Steve joins us today and happens to be as guilty. He's like, I need to go find
He's
this
like,
out now.
Yeah.
It's like, what kind of fan am I?
yeah.
Well, you know the three people I look at every single morning is Ellen, Nathan Fillion,
Yes.
Hugh Jackman, Pratt Pratt, of course.
Pratt.
All three of them.
Right? to you, and then of course Taylor Swift.
Mhm.
So I
T
got
Swift.
my Taylor. Oh, you son of a bitch! You're right. Wow.
I
Wow.
do this for a living.
What's her next album called? Snake
Oh,
Attack.
there's rumors
Snake
that it's
Bite?
going to be called Eclipse, which is why she teased it. Wait for it.
Oh,
But what's the snake?
it's called "I'm Gonna Buy It."
Well, okay, check this out.
Rattle-
Also, a
Rattle
year
Swift?
ago, she's been off. I know a scary amount about this. She's been off the radar for a year because do you remember the whole Kim Kardashian debacle,
Yeah.
where Kim Kardashian and Kanye West had evidence of her giving her approval on that song.
Sure.
So people were commenting on all of Taylor Swift's Instagrams with snake emojis. And that was a year ago, like just like spamming snake emojis.
Oh,
and so
I
I
see.
think she's steering into the skid.
Right.
Was that exactly a year ago?
I don't think to the day.
Oh,
It was,
okay.
it was like around
Because he was
Easter.
sneaking the rift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I guess she's kind of saying like, oh yeah, I'm a snake. I'm
No,
I'm
I don't
a
think she's saying I am a snake. But
No, like I'm the tail. Like and she's like playing into it
oh shit, yeah, man.
and using.
And I'm
it.
on Team Taylor on this one. Like I think she's good. She does a lot of philanthropy. She's good in my book.
That's intriguing.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I love listening to her music. I would always drive home listening to her music very loud in my car, and I have my neighbors always tell me, "It's like, why are you always playing Taylor Swift?" And you drive home, I'm like, "She makes me happy."
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's the reason.
she-
What's your favorite album first?
Her favorite albums is '89.
The new one.
Yes, the new one. Yeah,
Makes you want to move.
yeah. The first album is, I think, the first kind of popish album was really fantastic.
Yeah.
But this one really spoke to me.
Yeah. No, I like it.
Yeah.
Very good. Did you answer?
And that was me talking about Taylor Swift.
I'm checking our feed. It looks like we're frozen, guys. If we're frozen, comment in and let us know that it's frozen, so that we know. I'm not sure if it's just on my end that it's like this or not, but we're having a little bit of technical.
Are we
difficulties.
frozen in a good pose?
Or
Or are we all just like?
My
both were
mouth is
looking
open.
down.
you just look like you're staring at your hand.
You're like laying down a good beat.
Dana and I are really impressed by whatever Steve's looking at on his
Yeah, you
phone.
guys are very. I'm like, I'm gonna
So
look at
that's
my
cool.
hand.
And I'm not sure why we're not unfreezing.
Can you
but-
refresh?
Oh, okay. I guess we're not frozen. It's just
Okay,
on my,
perfect.
my screen.
Oh,
Oh,
Our bad.
Still
perfect.
in my hand.
I thought we had. Yeah, Derek's just like.
Awesome.
I'm not getting it. Yeah. Should we choose another question?
Let's do it.
Absolutely shall.
Okay, drum roll, both
All
in.
right.
And who's choosing? I'm choosing. All
It's
right.
a one-handed clap and drum roll.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, what do we have here?
Let's do it.
If you could go back to high school and join sports clubs you didn't join before, what would you join?
Just the way she read that, how she's trying to interpret the hieroglyphs of my writing, I knew that was mine. She read like each word trying to figure out like, I know you're putting words, I don't know what it means because you didn't write it very well.
Didn't you know that it's yours by the fact that it's the right question that you wrote?
I have the memory span of a goldfish. I surprise myself often.
Okay. Alright. Boy.
So, okay, if you can go back to high school and join a sports club, or sports or clubs you didn't join before, what would you join?
Sports or clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like basically if you could redo high school and just join different extracurriculars, what would you do?
I see. I thought it was sports
Or
clubs.
maybe you wouldn't change anything.
Oh, well, okay, so do you mind if I go first? While you,
Please.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was in volleyball. I got into the team, but I quickly quit because I didn't like anybody that I was playing with. I had been playing since I was in elementary school. Volleyball was like my thing. I was a very good server. I could pick out the weakest person on the other team and serve it just slightly
How would you
outside.
select the weakest person?
I would watch them. I would watch how they were
Oh, okay,
playing,
okay.
and I would see, obviously, like the first round of the game. Like I'd have to, like make sure.
So you're a natural born predator.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm very evil, and so I would pick out the weakest link, and I would always just put it right outside of where their reach was, so they would always miss, and we would get a bunch of points, we would win. We
Right.
ended up going to the finals for this reason.
Right.
So I got picked for the high school team. They saw that I could play really well, but for one, they didn't have me as a server in high school. They wanted me to be a back person, and because I was short, and I also could spike really well. And because I was short, they were basically looking at me and be like, nope, you can't spike. And I'm like, but I can jump really high.
Right.
Like, don't worry about the spiking issue, or like my short issue. So anyway, long story short, I didn't like the people I was playing with. I didn't like the coach, but I wish I could go back and tell myself not to quit because I could have had a scholarship, and that money could have gone a long way. So
That's a really good answer.
yeah, I regretted quitting.
What year did you quit?
I quit freshman year.
Freshman.
Yeah. So it was really upsetting because I look back at it now. I'm like, I could have totally taken those girls on. Like I just sort of had to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just had to talk to them and like get to know them and like break down their icy walls because they were all just a bunch of high school girls too at the end of the day, and they
Right.
probably weren't as bad as I perceived them.
Right.
So that's mine. I think.
Is there anything you did in high school that you regret in terms of like? So you didn't. Let me clarify.
Rephrase
So
that,
you
yeah.
didn't do volleyball, but maybe you did mathletes, and you wish you didn't do that. Like you wish you could free up some of the time of something you did do.
Does anyone wish they did mathletes?
I didn't do anything I didn't want to do. So
Okay, that's
yeah, I did everything I wanted to do, other than quit things I shouldn't have quit, which was sad.
Yeah, I did everything I wanted to do as well. I don't think there's anything I would have rather done because in middle school I did pretty much every sport that we could do. In high school, I tried out for the only sport that I wanted to do, which was soccer. I didn't make the team because I was not good, and I was really upset about it. But in retrospect, they made a good call.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in college, I did intramurals, so I got to kind of play. I think maybe I'll slightly amend my answer or amend your question, and this will be my answer. Is like, what do I wish I could have done more of? Would have been I took a badminton class in college, which was the most fun I've ever had.
Badminton's awesome.
It was an hour, and we did it. You're supposed to only take it for a semester and then do something else. And we opted for the year-long badminton. It was the best decision because the teacher didn't care. He tried to set up a tournament at the beginning of the semester, and then quickly just stopped giving a shit. And so then everyone else was just like, "We're just gonna play each other how we want to play."
Can I amend my answer?
Sure.
No, you're locked in.
You're gonna die with that answer.
On record for all eternity.
Yeah.
There are things I did want to do. My parents didn't really allow me to get into any sort of kung fu or martial arts or anything like that, and I always wanted to kick people's butts. So that was one thing when I started taking Krav Maga lessons later on in life. Like I only took 5. I'm not, but I enjoyed it. It was just too expensive.
Interesting that you say that. As I understand it, we actually have a kung fu master with us.
Which is funny because I always wanted to be in that stuff, but I was told that I couldn't do it. So, yeah.
You would have wanted to have like 4 years of training during school.
I would have loved to have had the ability to defend myself, and I also would have loved to have the ability just to like have that confidence, I guess. Even if I never was in a bad situation ever, like it would have been nice to at least know that I could defend myself. I mean, I know I can, but I'm like a scrappy girl, but like but it would have also be nice to officially know how to do something. And also it just seemed like fun to me. I had a lot of rage as a teenager. Like, I was just a very angsty, like, definitely hormonal girl, and I think that would have really helped me out.
Do you have, like, a particular style of martial arts that you would have wanted to do, or self-defense system?
Well, the reason I took Krav Maga was because I really liked their style, but to be perfectly honest, I never knew enough to be able to pick out a style that I would have liked.
Krav Maga is a really good female style. If you really want to go straight into offense, blocking, understanding how to defend yourself, as a female, Krav Maga gets you straight to the point.
Right.
It's Occam's razor. The simplest answer is the right one.
Yeah.
So that's what's great about that art. Yeah.
I watched many YouTube videos on like masters of Krav Maga, and I was like, I want to do that right now.
Yeah.
Steve, what's your experience with martial arts?
Well,
because I just know that she mentioned it, but and since we're on the
topic, well, you know, technically I'm a Grandmaster, and you can find me on WutongMountain.com. That's my website, as well as Wutong Mountain on Facebook. And, you know, I've been teaching martial arts for 30 years, you know, professionally for 26 years. You know, I have 2 dojos, one in Colorado, one in LA, you know, and I have several masters under me. So I've been doing it for a very long time, 7 days a week. I have a dojo right now in Tarzana, 18531 Tarzana. But what is your question? What's that?
Just what's your history with it?
So,
how did you find it?
So for me, you know, what's interesting about the martial arts is that, you know, people always look for proximity. That's the first thing they look for. When in reality, you don't want to look for proximity at all. Martial arts is a lot like
finding a dojo proximity.
Yes.
Okay.
Like it's the first thing Americans do is they look for proximity. It's like where is the closest place near me? Then who's the nicest person near me? And it's like no. First of all, the first thing you want to consider is are they charismatic or are they sincere? Because charismatic people are very much like Hitler. They're going to say anything you want to hear to get their business. Whereas sincere people are going to say, listen, I don't teach MMA. I teach a combination of Northern and Southern Shaolin Kung Fu, which is what I teach. I teach a combination of Wutong Mountain and Shaolin Kung Fu. So for somebody to come in and ask me to teach Krav Maga, it's unethical for me to say I teach that style, but that's the way it works. But martial arts is a very complex thing in America. It's difficult to find the right person. So the first thing you need to watch out for is that proximity doesn't necessarily matter. Price doesn't necessarily matter. Find the right person, look them in the eyes. If you feel safe with them, if you feel good with them, you're good to go. If you have the instinct to run, then get the hell out of there. That's pretty much how that works.
Do students make a difference? So if you have a new prospect going in and they're going to judge it on both the instructor, the style, the proximity, the price, and everything, but the other students as well, are they accommodating? Does it look like they're committing to it, or are they just angry people trying to unleash rage?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing about martial arts is that, you know, a lot of parents usually want their children to learn how to be hardcore martial artists. They see videos of the Chinese, the Japanese, the Koreans, and they really want their children to be hardcore. But here's the problem with that concept, is that when you're teaching a child to be aggressive at a certain point, or it's coming, it's not going to come. That self-defense moment is never going to happen. So what's that child going to do? They're going to manifest that situation. They're going to create it. It's the Bruce Lee syndrome. Whereas, like, you know, the challenge is going to come, the challenge is going to come, then you create the challenge. Because it's going to come, so it's manifesting destiny. So you have to be extremely careful. Martial arts these days especially is such a pleasure. It's an honor because it's not necessarily necessary. So we really have to tell people this is a sacred art. We need to keep it true. And of course, there are a lot of different forms of martial artists. And I'm not trying to judge anybody at all, but just be honest, look for honest people, and have a good time, and try not to take anything in life too seriously.
Yeah,
I think it's a good point you brought up too, and that ties in his point about feel it out, because I've been to I used to do martial, not like seriously, but like
tell the people what type you did.
I did Taekwondo until I was like 15 or 16.
Right.
and one of my really good friends, who I think actually is watching live right now, he is like some ridiculous black belt something. And sorry, Will, I don't know exactly how many black belts you have or what your thing is, but he's he's a crazy good martial artist, and he's very passionate about it. Just like I think you guys would actually get along really well hearing you chat. But he, in my experience, at the place I went, they really didn't take it that seriously, and it was very much what you were describing about. They were just wanting to get your business,
right?
And it was like, and then I'm looking around, I'm seeing 10-year-old, 9-year-olds who have like three times black belt, or like whatever 3 degrees of a black belt, and I'm like, this 9-year-old who weighs 70 pounds, I don't care what color belt you wrap around his gi. Right. He's not going to be able to defend because you're not teaching. It's just for
probably karate, and it's based on katas, and so it's like different formations and almost choreography. And so I think if they learn the discipline aspect, they put in the years, they learn the katas. It's kind of like a job promotion. Like every couple of years, you'll be up for this interview for promotion. And everything. I think it inevitably goes to black belt for kids division, but it doesn't necessarily always transfer over.
The problem with a lot of American, excuse me, a lot of problems with a lot of American schools is, they don't understand a lot of times what history is. Like karate do actually means China hand way, and after World War II, they changed it to empty hand way because of World War II and the anti-Chinese movement. But in reality, if you look at children's books, they teach you today it's China hand way. So when you look at Korea, they have the same art, which is called Tong Sudo. They never had a Tong dynasty in Korea. They did in China.
Yeah.
So it's Tong Sudo means China hand way, and then when you go to China, it's called Art of the Fist, which is Chuan Fa or Fa Jing. It's Art of the Fist. So these were history is very important to understand and to learn. So that's what I would say when it comes to martial arts. If you want to look into martial arts, you can love whatever you want, but if you don't know the history of it, you're just opinionated. You're not educated at all.
Let's ask this, though. I firmly believe that when you add a belt system for newcomers, everyone wants to be a black belt.
Right.
That's all they can think about is their training to get the belts.
Right.
So it's almost like studying to get a degree rather than studying to get an education. I think that the belt system is a great progressive system to kind of show your rank, show you, and get some authority of being there.
Right.
But it's equally as toxic of if you have a student trying to get a black belt, I don't see that they're there intrinsically to learn the art, and thus will be frustrated with their lack of progress.
It's a really good comparison.
Like something like Krav Maga, there are some schools of Krav Maga with a belt system that the Israelis have adopted, like from karate. But generally, like Muay Thai, Krav Maga don't have a traditional belt system, and so you go in there, and every day you learn a little bit more, but it's not given a rank to it,
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. This might sound a little crude, but if you were dated somebody and knew that this wasn't going to last very long, that it was only going to take so much time, you better just really enjoy yourself while you're together. Yeah?
Yeah.
So you had that. And then you've had other relationships where it's like, this is going to last forever, this feels fantastic. That's how us as teachers feel. So we know as students.
Okay.
So the person who just wants their black belt and bail, you have to just respect the relationship. Okay. Kind of go, this is what they want from me. Yeah. This is what I have to supply to them. This is what I'm adding to their life, and this is who I am. So this is what I'm going to do.
So you mentioned history. This is perfectly related. Tell me if this is true or not, because a friend of mine told me this, and I thought it sounded really cool, but it might be one of those things like Pulp Fiction, where he's like, I used to think that was just some shit that sounded cool to say to someone before. Like, this is like one of those things where like it sounds really cool, but I don't know if it's true. But he said that the origin of the black belt as the highest level of achievement came from they used to wear obviously belts around their gis, and as you would train over the years, the sweat and the dirt would discolor the...
I'm going to stop you there. So that's wrong. So there are two ways that I test. It's my kind of litmus test where I see if somebody doesn't know what they're talking about or they're liars. And the one is, do you have to register your hands as lethal weapons? And the funny thing is, I don't have to register my gun with a cop, so I would have to register my hands. So that's a misnomer right there. And also the belt system. That was created by Jigoro Kano, who was a jiu-jitsu grandmaster and also an admiral of the Japanese army who created judo for the Sport Olympics. You can Google it. What's great about your generation is you can Google stuff when people lie to you. See, it's so fantastic. Isn't it interesting how you can just Google stuff when people are lying to you? See, my generation, I can go, you know what, man? I'm a doctor. How can you find out I'm not a doctor?
Yeah.
But today you can go, you're a doctor? What's your Instagram?
Yeah.
You ain't a doctor, bro. So it's just that way. So we as educators, me as a martial artist, I need to be incredibly educated. So when somebody comes in and they question you, you need to know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you don't know what you're talking about, you're an idiot and they're walking right out.
Yeah, that was my test of you as a
Yeah, sure.
That
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
doesn't know if it were true or not.
But Chiyogo Kano created the belt system. Before that, when you look at the ancient Chinese did everything by robes. So they started off with like, I don't really know the specific robes, but one was an aqua robe, and then it went towards the orange robe. Why the Koreans wear belts and stripes is because of the Japanese invasion of Korea. Yeah, that's why.
Well, now I know that whoever told me that was wrong.
Yeah.
But it sounded really cool.
It does. But I have a couple little tests that I do when people kind of figure out, because the worst thing is that it makes black belts and martial artists look weird.
Yeah.
It makes us look odd. Like
Is the belt system, or what is?
it makes martial artists look kind of weird. Like we have to like register our hands to lethal weapons, or like we're so sacred
Pretty
that
badass.
it can be, but I've always agreed. When I was young, I used to make up a lot of stories, to make myself seem cooler or be cooler. And I found out that all the rug burns I had through real life were actually more interesting than the baloney that I try to play my life really as. And now that I'm much older, it's like, the truth just sounds way weirder, bro.
And now, if you look on Instagram, you're like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
he's
It
right.
checks out.
exactly.
Okay, getting back on track. So you would choose to stick out volleyball
Yeah.
for the 4 years, and you'd also choose
do some
self-defense or martial arts.
Yeah.
Julian said
I
he
would wanna
did
do-
everything.
Yeah, I would want to do more badminton.
More bad.
Would you do the league? Did you school up a team?
That's the
My
title
school
of this
team.
podcast episode. # more badminton.
Nice.
I thought it was da-da-da.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Episode 6.
Damn
Da-da-da.
DC, man. I'm never going to mention it again.
I saw this thing on Yahoo Answers, and it was on Reddit, and it was like a screen cap of Yahoo Answers. Someone asked the question, they wrote in, they said, what's that one song that goes bum 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 bum?
kill this
And
guy.
someone wrote Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes. And then the guy writes back, he's like, thank you.
No way.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun.
But I thought it was
Yeah,
so
that's
funny that I
great.
got that.
That's
Funny
great.
story, I do that. Whenever
you?
I don't know a song, I'll try to type in how it sounds, and I find the song.
Oh
That's
my
the best
gosh.
part.
What?
Yeah, like Google half the time can guess what song it is.
Would
That's
do you do the bum bum bums, or do you do like just like one phrase in the lyrics?
It depends on it because like okay, for instance, like the Game of Thrones theme song is dun dun. I'm gonna do a bum bum. I would do dun dun.
You do
dun
dun,
dun dun, and I'll try to sound out exactly like what.
Internet, man, a lot of stuff on the internet.
This is the most
You should get Shazam,
non-stone conversation I've ever had in my life.
Folks,
This is like a munchy conversation, I'm telling
Folks,
you.
this is the beauty of the Riffsters podcast is
Wow.
we can swing wildly from a very, very intellectual conversation about the merits of martial arts to Dana typing in bum, 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 into
with
the goddamn
shocking
Google
accuracy,
machine
so we've heard.
I know.
to find out what song
I can find
she's
them.
talking
That's right.
about.
I've found them.
We're also kind of approaching time here, so do you want to wrap up some closing thoughts here about what was we're talking about hobbies today? So I think we
Hobbies.
learned quite a bit.
Yes,
About each
I analyzed different gas prices, even not in my state. I find that fascinating. It was revealed that I played percussion, marimba, and gong.
You play the baz?
I
You play the
played
baz?
the dun-duns. I played the-
You slap some baz?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, I'd say this is interesting. I've played the triangle on like a performance level, and like there is some technique to
Stop.
it. So when you're doing
Stop.
a drum roll, you don't go
Stop.
all the way around the triangle. You go just on like a little corner of it.
Do you play cowbell?
Cowbell. Well, I have played it.
Because if you can play
Like-
triangle, you can play cowbell.
What cowbell?
Oh yeah, yes. Okay, so I owned a cowbell. I've played cowbell on a performance level, but I would say that's the lesser instruments. Like, so if you're a freshman, you go and you do all the auxiliary instruments. You do the triangles, you do the gongs, you do the cowbells, you do all the other stuff. But the more elite you get, the more trusted you get to play the snare drum, which is the fucking best.
Were you ever a tree in a play?
I was not, although I was.
Although.
He's like,
Wait for
I
it.
was, however, a grape.
Okay,
Great!
it's better. In
Oh, the
English
roll of
class-
toilet paper.
English class, it was 9th grade. I was in a team of 3, and we were in charge of one scene of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. I was with 2 students who, let's call them, weren't as top performers in the class, right?
Oh.
And so naturally, I thought, like, fuck, I'm gonna have to do this like scene. But it was a lot of lines, and so I was the nurse, and I had 1 line. And I'm like, we're gonna sink or swim, but I'm just gonna be the nurse. And they actually did a phenomenal job.
You just kicked it, man.
No, well, I mean, I had 1 line, so I was basically just like kicking it there. And then they played Romeo and Juliet. And then also as the Big Bad Wolf in a production in summer school in about 4th grade. I think I botched my line, which is the huff puff.
What was it, woof?
No.
You get up
but
there,
I've
your
never
one
been
line,
trained.
your one line is woof. He gets up
And
there
I
and
go,
he goes,
Wolf!
meow, shit! That's the whole play.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right, I think we're at time.
Mhm.
So let's close out
Sign
with, Steve, we have a tradition where everyone does, in the vein of like a Ron Burgundy, Stay Classy San Diego, everyone does a newscaster sign-off on the spot, improvised. I'm going to
Really?
count you down right now. 3, 2, 1.
Stay good, LA.
That's pretty, that's...
That
I like
was-
that.
He did it in a very sultry voice too.
No, yeah,
it really
was,
worked.
It was clean.
I'm also trying to talk as long as possible until I can think of what
Really?
mine's going to be.
Okay.
Dana,
but-
3, 2, 1, go.
Cheers, love.
That,
Yeah,
Derek.
Jared.
That was a really good one.
3,
Oh, shit.
2, 1, go.
Kindness is free, sprinkle that shit everywhere.
Ooh, that's good.
It is.
I used that one last week.
Yeah.
Don't watch the tapes.
I
I panicked.
don't know why your saying sounds a lot like diarrhea.
And 3, 2, 1.
Business.
That was the best one, but he had the most time.
Yeah. What?
All right, guys. We're signing off. We'll be back next Monday, same time, same channel. Very special. Thanks. Thanks to our very special guest. There we go. I got my words.
Let's introduce ourselves again. We
Oh,
have
yeah.
Steve Pisa of...
Steve Pisa of the Truly Indie Studios.
Dana Lynn X.
Of Dana Lynn X.
Of Dana Lynn X.
I'm Julian. You can find me at Volpe Music on Facebook and YouTube.
iTunes and Spotify.
And
Open Music.
iTunes and Spotify.
He just dropped a new album. It's pretty good. I'm Derek Kohler.
All right, guys. We will see you next week.
Be good to each other.
Business.
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 Whew. All right.
Nice.